Hi, this is Chrissy Incognito, and welcome to another episode of my show. Now, you might be wondering why I'm incognito. This is my alter ego that can say things that I cannot otherwise say unless I was incognito. So, thank you for returning. In order to understand more about this episode, view the previous episode. Happy listening. Okay, so Christmas has happened and I met with my sister. It was very awkward. I mean, she didn't make it awkward. She was inviting and this and that. And we were catching up a bit. Um, but I can still see those tendencies. So she was very, I described in another, she's very needy and wants you at her disposal and is aggressive and all these things. So one of the things that was a sign to me that she kind of hadn't changed, and my dad's like, she changed. I was like, she didn't change. People don't change. Their core does not change. Okay. Um, so, you know, the first thing she said, well, as we were talking and catching up and doing stuff and whatnot, she was like, so what are you doing for New Year's Eve? And I was like, right. And this is what I said to my dad. I said, she's going to want to pick up where we left off. She's going to want to call me every day. She's going to want to bitch to me every day. She's going to want to hang out every second I get a breathing minute. I said, I will not do that. And I think, I don't know what I said. I think I said something about school. Well, I still have school, so I'm working on stuff. Um, I'm like, right. My sister number one, right? This is the first clue that she wants to pick up. And I told my dad that. I told them she's going to want to pick up where we left off. And the whole reason why I stopped talking to her was all of that garbage. Okay. Um, okay. So it went kind of whatever, okay, for the most part. Well, let me backtrack. So, a really long time ago, I would say like 15 years ago, she had a Facebook page and she must have connected with people and got herself into trouble as she always does. Either she started to try to have an affair on my brother-in-law, which she had done throughout the whole marriage, but that's another topic. Or she reconnected. She got herself into trouble somehow with someone. Okay. I assume it's a guy. But it may be a girl. Like she might have said something wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a guy, like somebody of her past, um, you know, came a knocking and she's like, oh shit, you can't be in my life, right? Type of thing. Because at this time, so this was like 2008, 2000, yeah, 2008, 2009, I don't know, something like that. She was like, "You've got to get on Facebook and you got to do this and you got to." I said, "I don't want to." I said, "I don't want to. I don't have time for it. I don't want to. Leave me alone." Okay. Well, about a year and a half later, suddenly she removes herself. Now, that is not like her. She loves attention. She loves drama. She loves all this stuff. I didn't want to know what happened. I knew what happened. Either she got herself into trouble somehow. Either she started to connect with somebody from her past or she hooked up with somebody in the present day and they were like, um, I'm going to tell your husband or whatever. So she suddenly takes herself off of Facebook, like in 2009. So she was raving about it to me in 2008. And then around 2009, she took herself off. And I knew that there was an issue, but I didn't want to know. So she went under another. So she made a Facebook page for my parents because, they don't know how to do that. So it was like, it was supposed to be my parents, together Facebook. So because she made it, she knows the password, she knows the username, she knows everything. So she kept that and she said, well, I'm not going to be on Facebook anymore, but I'm going to be under this name. So I know because she likes to spy on people. She likes the drama, the gossip. Now, Now, we've all Facebook spied, we've all Facebook stalked. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. And I understand, like, if you don't wanna be on it, but you kind of wanna be low key in the background seeing what that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that she can't mind her fucking business. She always gets in trouble, her mouth gets her in trouble, her neediness gets her in trouble, her aggression gets her into trouble. So, that's what I'm saying, okay? So I knew everything I posted, she could still see, even though she didn't have a Facebook page. Well, lo and behold, she must have resurrected it because after our Christmas Day meeting, the next day, I get a friend request from her. Again, it does not matter how many boundaries you put up to borderlines, okay? Narcissistic borderlines, they will violate it. Now, in all fairness, she does not know she's violating this, but I do. Okay. Like I cut you off, and the first thing you want to do is pick up from where you left off, which I said she was going to. The next thing, you haven't had a Facebook page in years. Okay. The drama must have passed. And somewhere in the 2 years that I haven't been speaking to her, she probably resurrected this Facebook page because it's an old picture. Excuse me. So in all of these years that we were speaking, you didn't have because there's certain things on my page that you cannot see unless you're friends with me. Okay. Now, again, a lot of people out there are probably like, you're making a bigger deal than it is, blah, 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 blah. People who understand completely get what I'm saying. If you don't, be thankful that you never had to deal with a boundary violator. Okay. That tries to have access to you wherever you are. Okay. But I just wanted to fill you in on so far what the two things that I kind of knew she was going to do. They're benign on the surface, like it's nothing to be alarmed about. But if you know what it means underneath it all, and I said to my dad, I will not go back to all of that crap again. I will not. I will see her 6 times a year, birthdays, Christmas, Easter, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, whatever. Um, and that's it because I was content with that. Okay. As always, happy listening.